Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Gwines, and I want to talk to you about how to make coffee at home. The Harvard School of Public Health indicates that 54% of all Americans over the age of 18 drink coffee at home. So I want to know is how do you like your coffee? Today we're going to go over two basic areas. We want to go over the equipment and supplies that you're going to need to make a coffee at home, and then we're going to go over the steps to make that coffee. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the Hamilton Beach 49908 home automatic coffee maker. There are lots of different models out there. This just happens to be the one that I use at home. So for your preference, I would do some research to figure out what works best for you as far as cost and functionality. Then we've got coffee filters. So the coffee filters, this is a basket type and or cupcake type filter that holds the coffee grinds when it's being made. And of course, you're going to need a water source, whether it's tap water, bottled water, your preference. And of course, you're going to need a cup to put the coffee into once you've completed brewing so that you can enjoy it. And then, of course, you're going to need coffee. We'll talk about this a little bit more in just a second. So now, let's go over some basic components of the coffee maker. So basic components of the coffee maker is going to be the water reservoir in the back here. It's going to hold the water. There's usually a part to the top where you can access it and put water in. Then there's going to be the basket. The basket is where the coffee filter goes as well as the coffee grinds go. Then there's the carafe. The carafe is when the coffee is made, where the coffee is put into once it is made, so that it goes into your cup. Underneath the carafe is a hot plate. And I want to stress you that it's hot when this is turned on, and it will hurt your fingers if you touch it. The hot plate keeps the coffee hot and or warm for usually around 2 hours. Now, let's talk about the coffee. This is coffee. It's a basic retail grind. And what that means is that the grind on this coffee is a little more coarse than most, and it's specifically designed for homebrew coffee makers. The other types of grinds are French press and espresso grinds. Those are a little finer, more powdery, and they're for specialized machines. Then there's the roast of the coffee. You're going to find there are several different types of roast with different types of names. But the basics of it and the key indicators are the darkness of the roast. So you have light roast, a medium roast, a dark roast. Um, and the lighter the roast, then the more caffeine is in the roast, or in the bean rather. And then the darker the roast, then the less caffeine it has. Now inversely, the lighter the roast, the less of the robust flavor coffee. The darker the roast, the more robust flavor of the coffee. Again, it's all of your preference. Depends on what you want here. What I have here is a medium roast coffee. Now, let's go through the steps of actually producing some drinkable coffee. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to access the reservoir back here. Once you've accessed the reservoir, you're going to take your water and you're going to fill it up to your desired amount of coffee. This particular reservoir has a meter on the side here to tell you how much coffee you have in the reservoir. Correction, how much water you have in the reservoir, so that you know how many cups of coffee you're going to be making. Right now, I have 6 cups in there prepared. Then in the top, you're going to access the basket. In the basket, you're going to set a filter in. You want to put the filter in there first, and then you want to put the coffee grinds on top of it. Okay. And here I have 6 tablespoons of coffee. And what that means is it's recommended that 1 tablespoon per cup of coffee that you plan on making. And I have 6 cups in there as well as 6 cups of water. Correction, 6 tablespoons as well as 6 cups of water. Once that is set up, make sure your carafe is clean and in place and ready to catch the coffee as it's made. Then you're going to access the control panel. On the control panel, it's pretty simple. You're just going to write, just going to press the on button and or the brew button. Once you press that button, you're going to get an indication that it is on. It's going to start dripping the coffee. And what happens is it's going to heat the water, bring the water up to the top here to where the basket's at. The basket, you're going to see a nozzle of hot water is going to go into the filter where the coffee grinds are at. They're going to settle through the coffee as it filters through the coffee, collects the coffee and brews it, and then it's going to fall into the carafe. Once it falls into the carafe, it is ready to be drank. Again, remembering that it's hot, you're going to take your carafe out once it has the coffee in it, pour it into your cup, and enjoy it as you see fit. Some other options once it is brewed and in your cup, if you got some different type of sweeteners or creamers, and those things are all preference-based items. So, in summary, we went over the different types of equipment and supplies that you would need to make coffee at home, and we also went through the basic steps all the way through putting the water in to making the coffee to pour into your cup. So, what I still want to know is, how do you like your coffee?